Here's a chart published by the OECD showing Canadian immigration levels. And here's a similar chart published by the Bank of Canada. You may notice something weird right around here. This is the point when one of the most well-managed and enviable immigration systems in the world went to cuckoo-town. And we're all dealing with the consequences. First, some context. Canada invented what is now known as the points-based immigration system. Immigration systems, including in Canada, generally used to be run along ethnic lines. You'd pick and choose where your immigrants came from based on their country of origin. That's why Alberta is full of Ukrainians. The government of the day said, "Those Ukrainians like cold weather. We'll fill the prairies with them." Starting in 1967, Canada switches it up. Now the rule is we don't care where you come from so long as you're a high-skilled individual who we can trust to contribute to the country. How do you figure that out? Points. Do you speak English or French? Do you have a medical degree? Are you an entrepreneur? How good are you at engineering? This, more than anything, was why Canada has traditionally bucked the trend among Western nations of having any kind of mainstream anti-immigration movement. But right around here is when Canada takes the core promise of its immigration system and throws it out the window. This bump is due almost entirely to an explosion in non-conventional immigration streams. International students, temporary migrant workers. We had a massive spike in people claiming asylum, increasingly under suspicious circumstances. Basically, overnight, the average Canadian immigrant became younger, lower skilled, and far less screened. And there's way more of them. And no one else has done anything like this. Canada's population growth during this period was 3%, one of the highest on Earth. In the rest of the OECD, a club that effectively comprises the other countries of the developed world, population growth has stayed at about 0.5% per year. The US, France, the UK, they were bringing in immigrants at a rate that was just 1/6 of what Canada was doing. The most noticeable effect is that this took a housing affordability crisis and made it way worse. Canada only builds about 200,000 new homes per year, way less than what would be required to shelter the influx, and so rents and home prices have spiked. You've seen a similar phenomenon in youth unemployment. With thousands of new temporary foreign workers working in the retail and restaurant sector, Canadian teens are encountering a deficit of entry-level positions. Added to that, we're seeing things that haven't really happened in Canada before. Job fairs being overwhelmed by newcomers looking for work. Homeless shelters filled almost entirely with asylum seekers and other recent immigrants. It wasn't too long ago that one of the cohorts least likely to wind up homeless were recent immigrants. What Canada did was to go from managed integration of high-skilled newcomers to a sudden exponential spike of people overwhelming the system. And it did so remarkably quickly.